Good morning, Magic Players and card collectors of all kinds. Welcome back to the channel. I'm here today just to do a quick update video, and also I'm going to do a small opening today, but mainly just to do an update video about the channel and about a few things because I feel like I've been letting you guys down lately, and I want to clarify what's going on because I feel bad about what's happened, and I also I'm really frustrated, and so basically I wanted to vent a little bit too. Life has kind of been a bit of a pain in the ass recently. Some things happened at work, and I no longer in command of health and safety at work because of some political nonsense, and they tried to force me to sign something that I in my heart didn't believe was accurate. So if I had signed it, it would have been illegal, and so I had to step down essentially as a result of that, which sucks, but it is what it is. It just means though that I'm gonna have a few less hours each week/month now, which is not good. So I'm gonna probably be trying to switch to a different place or just find a new job entirely at some point in the near future, which is gonna be a challenge, but we have about another couple months that I have for sure the funding for my car, at least. That is the other thing, the GoFundMe. Currently I've paid the first 2 payments. The third payment is at the beginning of March. So if you can help in any way support, I greatly appreciate it, whether it be by donating, sharing, whatever. Getting the word out is really important too, of course, but I still owe a solid $4,000 on this car, and if I miss one payment, I automatically lose the car, so it's not super great. Yeah. But things are what they are, and we're doing our best. And I'm hoping that in the near future something will go my way in a more positive way. And maybe Kaiba and I will get into a better situation. But aside from those things, the bulk of why I'm making this video is to talk about the fact that a lot of the stuff that I want to do with this channel, I'm just not able to do right now because I'm just not able to record at home. My dad has not gone out. Like, I think he's gone out once in the last 2.5 weeks. And that was when I recorded the last episode of the Pokemon series. I recorded a new episode today before I made this video, so you guys will get to see that later on, either today or tomorrow, probably tomorrow. But yeah, it's been really frustrating. I want to get stuff out there for you guys. I want to make more content for you guys. I have all these great ideas for card game related stuff, but I just can't do it because I can't record at home. My dad gets really upset if I'm too loud, and he would certainly get really upset with me if I ever spoke in French out loud in his house. So it's very limiting on what I can and cannot do, and I hate that, to be perfectly honest, but my situation is what it is right now until I can get this car paid off and find a way to start setting aside money for an actual apartment of my own. I'm in the circumstance that I'm in, and so with that said, I'm going to start doing a lot of card game videos or card videos more during the week, and they're going to probably be mostly in the car, which it sucks, but that's what it's going to have to be in order to make content for you guys, for Magic players. That being said, there are certain things that I just can't do in the car. For example, I'm not bringing my laptop with me to work and leaving it in the car while it's super cold out here. Still, it's not crazy cold, but I think today was -8 or something when I looked at my phone this morning. So I mean, that's not going to be super healthy for my laptop. My phone and my headphones, I wrap those up in like winter gloves and like a hat, but I can't really do that with my laptop. And the case that I have for my laptop isn't super well insulated, so it probably would not keep the laptop from getting damaged by the cold. So that rules out the ability to do things like Commander Core Creator Challenge, unfortunately. So I'm going to be readapting that. I still want to make the Shelob video, and I will eventually make the Shelob video and put it out there to conclude that series, but I'm instead changing the series up. Instead of it being a challenge series where I invite other people to participate and I feature their decks, I'm going to instead just start featuring one of my decks every month. I might make it a project where like I show you how I'm developing the deck partway through the month through a series of videos. But each month there will be a deck that I feature in terms of that. And then I'm still going to try and do Super Deck Sundays. We're going to try and get back to that. If the cold keeps messing that up, I'll just keep bumping it to Monday mornings, because those are really easy for me to record on anyways, since I finish a lot earlier. I just need to go park somewhere and leave the light running in the car, but that's not an issue. But I really am disappointed that I can't do the Commander Core Creator Challenge anymore the way I would like to, at least for the time being. And there was also a series that I was hoping to get started with you guys in the near future, but it's just not going to happen either, which was where I was going to play Commander by myself with 4 separate decks and record the games for you guys as content. But unfortunately, again, if I can't record at home, it's just not worth it. And my dad gets upset even when I play card games while he's at home, because I end up, having fun, chatting with people, get loud, enjoy the game. I'm not saying like I'm screaming or anything, but like if he can hear me at all from upstairs to downstairs, and it's not like the floors are very thick, he gets really upset and it ruins the game for me. So that's a big part of why I haven't been playing Commander a lot lately either, is when he isn't home, I have to record, and when he is home, I can't play. So yeah, it's been really kind of a downer in that regard. But with that said, I'm just wondering how far you guys can see over here. Can you see those? Can you see those? I think you can see those. With that said, I do have a couple of avatar packs. I used up what was left of my gift card the other day for a few groceries, and I grabbed a couple avatar packs. So I'm going to rip those for you guys as part of this video too. But yeah. After that, I have the 2 packs left at home, the 1 Lorwyn, the 1 Avatar, and then I have the 3 Avatar and the 3 Core 2021, and that's it. I have no more packs. So once all those are ripped, the only pack ripping series you will ever see on this channel again until probably next year is going to be Dollarama Draws of Destiny, because that's just a really cheap and easy series that I can keep going on. And it gives me a lot of bulk stuff that I can randomly throw into decks that people haven't seen before. With that all said, I am going to still try and come up with some other card game ideas. A friend of mine, Marshlands, DC, shout out to you, suggested that I try and come up with some ideas for new series involving cards that would not involve pack ripping. One of those series that I'm thinking about doing is something along the lines, I haven't come up with a proper title of it yet, but I'm thinking of doing something along the lines of like a legendary showcase, where I try and like show off different commanders that I'm either interested in building or that I've already built, based on tribal things like Dimir or Rakdos, or then zombie commanders, maybe for episode, like a variety of different things like that, just to make some interesting content for you guys. If you'd be interested in that, please let me know. Aside from that, though, like I say, most of the card game content's just going to be those 2 series, the deck series and the Dollarama Draws of Destiny each week. And so that's why I'm making this video, is essentially to apologize to the Magic players, because I feel like I'm really letting you guys down. I feel like I'm not putting out as much content as I would like for you guys. I have no trouble making Puggy content. Like, I can record Kaiba anytime, and as long as I don't like talk about why I'm recording or do the introduction or the outro to the video while my dad's home, like that's not an issue. I can do that easy enough. But in terms of card content, it's not feasible. So that's why I'm frustrated and why I feel really bad for you guys. So I'm hoping that you guys will forgive me and that you guys will still stick with the channel, those of you who are here for the Magic content. And I'm going to keep trying to come up with stuff to do for you guys. I'm going to now rip one of these, and then there is one thing I wanted to talk about further, and then I'll rip the second one, and we'll close out the video. Like I say, I didn't want this to be a super long video per se. I just wanted to try and get something cool on the channel for you guys. Well, not something cool. I just wanted to talk about what's been bugging me on the channel for you guys. Token, land, holo, special card, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because this should be a Japanese pack, so should have the pack trick, apparently. I don't know how that happened, but I must have grabbed the Japanese packs by accident instead of the Walmart packs, because I was looking at this morning. I ripped open the Walmart packs and I tossed them into my drawer with the other packs, but I must have grabbed a couple of the last ones from my collector box instead, or the box that I had bought originally. We got the Geyser Leaper, 4 in a blue for 4/3, not bad. Kyoshi Warriors, another one that's alright. Definitely not hitting anything new so far, but I do like the Canyon Crawler. That's probably my favorite one we pulled so far. Ooh, I forgot I could throw that into my... Yeah! Okay, I gotta go home and update my, whatchamacallit deck. The Shelob deck. I forgot that this was a spider. I can throw that into that deck. First time flyer, nice one. Turtle Duck, not bad. Boomy Bash. Actually, the Turtle Duck's probably the best one so far. You can pay 3 to give this thing plus base power 4 and trample. So if you put a whole bunch of +1/+1 counters on this thing, you can actually give it a positive boost for 3. And it only costs 1 to put into play. Boomy Bash isn't bad either. Deals damage equal to the number of lands you control to target creature. I wish it was target creature or player, but I understand why they probably limited that. Wandering Musicians, 3 and a red or white. Whenever this creature attacks creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. That's not bad at all. That'll be solid for an ally deck. Earth Kingdom Jailer. That might be a new one actually for me. 2 and a white for a 3/3. When this thing enters, exile up to 1 target artifact, creature, or enchantment an opponent controls with mana value 3 or greater until this thing leaves the battlefield. I can't remember for sure if I had pulled that before or not. Buzzwasp Colony, nice. I only had like 1 copy of this, maybe 2. So getting an extra one is good. Flying, when it enters, you can sacrifice an artifact or creature. If you do, you get to draw a card. Whenever another creature you control dies, if it had counters on it, all those counters go onto this thing. So this thing is insane in a +1/+1 counters deck if you can keep it alive. My Jaded Edge. We've pulled her once, but it's nice to have a second copy of her because of the prowess. She's pretty solid. The Exhaust is the kind of... Oh, it's a counter. Never mind. That's actually really good. I thought it only gave it double strike until end of turn. I didn't read carefully enough. It's actually pretty good. I like that. Flopsy. Another copy of Flopsy for my collection. He gets a +1/+1 counter onto every creature you control when he comes into play. And each creature you control with power 4 or greater can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. So if you can end up giving them Menace, you can basically make all your creatures unblockable, which is pretty sick. Ally and a Clue. Clearly we did not get the 5 color avatar, unfortunately. Plains. Ooh, enter the avatar state holo. That's not bad. Till end of turn, target creature you control becomes an avatar in addition to its other types and gains flying, first strike, lifelink, and hexproof. That is an insanely good instant for 1. And having a holo copy is nice. Ooh, we got Bossing Say. Enters tapped unless you control a basic land. Taps for green. Pay 2 and a green to Earthbend 2. Nice. I think I had 1 copy of this already, but this is probably one of the best lands in this series. So, or this set. So I'm pretty happy with that pull. Bossing Say. So the other thing I wanted to talk about super quick is the bans that came out. I didn't get a chance to do a response to that, and I'm not going to do an actual responsibility video because my response to it's going to be pretty simple. And I'm going to take a quick sip of my Coke, and then I'm going to give it to you. My response is this. Yay! No bans whatsoever, and 2 unbans. So, for those of you who might be new to my content, I am very, very much against bans. I've always been against bans and ban lists and things like that. I'd rather people put more effort into making sure that certain things in their game won't get broken before they print them, instead of printing something cool and then banning it so that people can't play with it afterwards. That has always irked me ever since I was a Yu-Gi-Oh player. That irked me because I want to play with the cards that I have. And if you tell me this card isn't allowed because that card's too good, well, then don't give me that card in the first place, because that ruins my fun. So, yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with the decisions they made. I'm also glad to hear that they decided not to do the stupid idea where they were going to let Commander have the shared pip rule, where, for example, the Watery Musicians could have potentially been played in a mono red or mono white deck in Commander. I feel that is really against the whole kind of idea of how Commander works, and I never really liked the idea of that. I know why they want to switch it, because that's the intended purpose of the lands, but that was the intended purpose for the, regular format. The regular formats of Magic. So in terms of like 60 card standard, modern, etc., all those formats, I'm cool with it being the way it is in that format. Because in those formats, you have 4 of a kind, first off. So it makes a lot more sense to include as many optional things as possible too. And second off, that creates more variety per se of gameplay, hopefully, in theory. Whereas in Commander, it's a singleton format, and I feel like introducing that is just going to create more broken situations where certain cards that weren't meant to interact in Commander the way that they work in Modern will automatically cause those cards to get banned. And that really kind of sucks. For example, I mentioned this example before, but Ognis the Dragon Lash is one of my favorite cards. He is a commander of one of my Commander decks, and his ability is fantastic. He he has haste, and he allows any creature with haste that attacks to give you a tapped treasure token as a result of attacking. So if you basically build up an entire board full of creatures with haste and swing, you're going to get like a half dozen treasure tokens, let's say, for your next turn to use as extra mana. And I've always loved playing him, but he is a card that is meant to be played in a green, red, and black Commander deck. However, if they had changed the rule, his color identity would actually allow him to be played in mono red. And to me, that just feels disgusting. That basically would be the same as putting Dockside Extortionist back in almost, and I feel like Ognis would immediately get put towards a ban list if they switched the rule around. So I'm really glad all over the place with all the decisions that were made by the panel this time around. I forget what you guys are actually called specifically. I apologize in advance for that. Or actually, I guess it's not in advance, but the Commander panel that makes all these decisions, I think they did a really good job this time. I even like the fact that the one card was brought back, but it's not allowed to be used as a companion, so that it doesn't screw over everybody because of the fact that it would just automatically be tacked on as a companion to any blue-red deck. I thought that was a really good decision, and it allows people to play the Otter Commander that they've always thought was kind of cute, potentially. So, I don't know. They might not see any play, but if it does, I think that that's worthwhile. Anywho, let's rip this last pack of Avatar and close out this quick video, because I want to go home to Kaiba for the weekend. It is a long weekend for me, and I'm pretty happy with that, so I'm going to actually reveal the token now instead of revealing it later. That way I don't have to flip it over and possibly spoil whatever is at the back here. So we got a Firebending Soldier and a Ballistic Boulder. That's a pretty solid token for me. Okay. That should be like that, right? It's token. Yeah, okay. All right, here we go. We got ourselves a Curious Farm Animals. Nice one for sure. When it dies, you get 3 life. And you can pay 2 to sacrifice it and destroy an artifact or enchantment. It's a 1/1 for 1. I like that one. That's a pretty good one. I don't have very many copies of that one either, so nice hit. Pretending Poxbearers? You get an extra body when it dies, but it's not my favorite. Ooh, I don't think I've pulled this one yet. Or if I have, I've only pulled it maybe once. Daily Indoctrination. 1 and a black. Opponent reveals their hand, you choose a non-land permanent from it, and they have to discard it. Or you get to Earthbend too. Either way, that's a pretty solid hit. Octopus Form, target creature you control gets +1/+1, gains hexproof. Really good instant. Rumble Arena is one of my favorite lands from this set as well because of the vigilance. So you get a really fun land to do the earthbending with. Cycle of Renewal. That's one of my favorite scenes from the show. Sacrifice a land, search your library for 2 basic lands, put them on the battlefield tapped. These acorns are everywhere, Aang. That means the forest will grow back. Such a good scene. So passionate. Ooh, Union Archers. Oh, it's not the one I'm always looking for the other one. The longbow or long shot guy, whatever his name is. Ooh, we got a full art card. Standstill. 1 in a blue. Enchantment. Whenever a player casts a spell, sacrifices enchantment. If you do, each of that player's opponents draws 3 cards. Huh. That's an interesting one. Yeah, it's a new one for me. Ruinous Waterbending. The additional cost of cast is you have to waterbend 4, or you can waterbend 4. If you do, all creatures get -2/-2, and then if a creature dies this turn, you gain 1 life. Yeah, okay. The Benevolent River Spirit isn't my favorite one, to be honest. 4/5 costs an extra 5 to waterbend. You have to waterbend 5 in addition to the 2 pips of blue. And then you get a Flying Ward 2, 4/5. So, I mean, it's not terrible. And it does let you scry. But it's just, Jet Freedom Fighter. He is not the best, and we've pulled a ton of him. So we did not need another one. When he dies, you get to put +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. This is okay, but the fact that he's a 3/1 means he's just coming in and dying pretty much as soon as he swings. There's the token we had. Ooh, North Pole Gates is not a bad land to pull. We've only got a couple copies of it. Hollow Otter Penguins. I do like the Otter Penguin a lot, actually. It's a pretty decent card. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, it gets +1/+2 and can't be blocked. So pretty decent all around. And another Hakoda. I have pulled so many Hakodas since I started pulling Avatar cards. I think I have like 5 copies of him right now. Probably going to sell a few of them if they ever pick up in some price. Because I definitely do not need that many copies of him. He is decent for ally decks, so I will say that. Vigilance, you can look at the top card of your library anytime. You can cast ally spells from the top of your library. You can sacrifice him to give all your creatures +0/+5 and indestructible. I mean, even if you're not playing allies, he's decent enough, but he's just... I think the best hit in that pack was the Standstill, to be honest. I think that's really cool as an effect. And I like the artwork on this one a lot. I know what episode that's from too, and it's a good episode as well. That's when she tracks down the person who took her mom away from her. Ba Sing Se is probably the hit of the day, though. And we're going to leave it at that, because I don't have anything else to rip right now. And like I say, we're down to the last few packs. I'm probably going to do like a mini series of new set versus old set starting next week, with the last 3 packs of the core 2021 and the 3 Avatar packs that I originally wanted to do a live stream with. Because live streaming is just never going to happen at this point, I don't think. Until my dad decides to go like on a serious vacation for a while. And I don't want to hold out that long to rip these. I really hoping to pull that 5-colored avatar, so I have 4 more chances, and then that's gonna be it. I'm just not gonna get it if I don't get it, because I can't afford to pay the price for the single. And yeah. Anyways, thank you for listening to me rant and for putting up with me. And again, I apologize to the Magic players out there for just not being able to give you as much content as I would like. I hope that you'll stick with me through these trying times, and with any luck, come 2027, we're going to have an amazing year for Magic. But in the meantime, in between time, much love to you all from Kai at home and myself in the car to you. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day and have a great weekend. Okay? Love you all. Bye.